This year could be crucial for Valtteri Bottas as his future at Mercedes remains uncertain. There has been a lot of talk that the Finn could be replaced by one of Mercedes' junior drivers, with some even speculating that George Russell could get a mid-season promotion. However, Mercedes' decision is far more complicated than it may initially appear. In this video, we'll discuss Bottas' journey in Formula 1 and whether he is likely to be dropped in 2022. Since Bottas joined Mercedes in 2017, there has been a lot of pressure for him to match and beat Lewis Hamilton. He's been plagued by constant rumours about who could replace him after his struggles in his quest for a World Championship title. Bottas' first year with the German constructor was fairly prosperous. He finished third in the standings just behind Sebastian Vettel. However, in 2018, things went firmly down south. Bottas suffered numerous instances of bad luck, finishing 5th in the drivers' standings. He also became the first Mercedes driver to not win during the season since Michael Schumacher in 2012. For 2019, Mercedes opted to retain Bottas, and initially it appeared like a good decision as he finished first in the opening race. But later in the season, things started to slip away as Hamilton outdrove him for most of the season. During the summer break, there were suggestions that Mercedes could replace Bottas with junior driver Esteban Ocon. However, this was dismissed by the German constructor, and they signed Bottas on a 1-year contract extension just before the Belgium GP. But in 2020, the rumour mill would really start to grow. Bottas' title challenge was scuppered after more bad luck, from tyre management to punctures and power unit failure. But he suffered a big blow at the Sakir Grand Prix. Throughout 2020, Williams driver George Russell was tipped as a replacement for Bottas. The former F2 champion and Mercedes junior driver has done very little wrong in his career thus far. This has prompted many people to say he's the future of F1. So when Lewis Hamilton was forced to drop out of the Sakir Grand Prix after testing positive for coronavirus, Russell was drafted in. While Bottas secured pole position, in the race he was jumped by Russell off the start, and the Brit soon pulled away. Russell's incredible performance sent the rumour mill into overdrive, with many suggesting the 23-year-old should take Bottas' seat. But coming into 2021, Bottas said he absolutely believed he could win the driver's title, having worked on his mindset over the winter. But following a difficult Portuguese Grand Prix, he was once again shrouded by rumours. A report in the Daily Mail said that Mercedes were losing faith in Bottas and that they could drop him for George Russell midway through the season. But when asked about the story ahead of the Spanish Grand Prix, Bottas assured fans that he would not be dropped mid-season. He said, "I know that I'm not going to be replaced in the middle of the season. As a team, we don't do that. I have a contract for this year." Team principal Toto Wolff also stated Bottas would be in the car for the whole of the 2021 season, but he didn't rule out Ocon and Russell taking Bottas' seat in 2022. Similarly, Bottas himself has admitted he doesn't know whether he'll have a seat next year after his contract finishes following the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And while some are convinced that Russell will be lining up for the Silver Arrows next year, dropping Bottas isn't that simple. A key characteristic that Mercedes look for in their drivers is that they are a team player. In 2016, the harmony within the team was disrupted as Lewis Hamilton and then teammate Nico Rosberg fought for the World Drivers' title. Hamilton and Rosberg went from karting friends to bitter enemies during their time at Mercedes, and occasionally the pair's hostility towards each other would boil over, resulting in on-track clashes. Despite the two drivers dominating the sport, Wolff said the negativity between the pair was ultimately a destructive force rather than a positive. And Mercedes has since been keen to avoid this. From the team's perspective, it's very much a case of finding someone who can work with Lewis Hamilton, given his clear advantage in the Drivers' Championship. And with Bottas, they have a driver who fits that mould, with Lewis Hamilton himself saying he enjoys the relationship the pair have. It's also important to remember that Bottas has put out a series of sturdy performances during his time at Mercedes, and he is a very talented driver. In my opinion, I think Bottas will retain his seat for 2022, as long as he finishes second in the World Drivers' Championship standings, he helps the team win the Constructors' title, and he aids Lewis Hamilton by blocking Max Verstappen in the races. I think he will sign a 1-year contract extension, especially given the technical regulations coming into force next year. But after that, who knows what will happen. Do you think Bottas will keep his seat in 2022? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content and controversial opinions in the future. Until next time.